Taxation is a system where individuals and businesses pay money to the government to fund its operation and services. And the tax is compulsory financial charge on taxpayer by a government organization. So the taxation and tax is a mandatory payment or charge collected by local, state, and national governments from individuals or businesses to cover the cost of general government services, goods, and activities.
Ferdinand Marcos Sr. Administration. The most notable programs implemented were the Blue Master Program and Voluntary Tax Compliance Program. The Blue Master Program was adopted to curb the abuse of both the taxpayer and BIR personnel, while the Voluntary Tax Compliance Program was designed to encourage professionals in the private and government sectors to report their true income and to pay the correct amount of taxes.
Ang tax administration ni former President Ferdinand Marcos Sr. ay nakatulong upang mabawasan o makontrol ang pag-aabuso hindi lamang sa nagbabayad ng buwis kundi pati na rin sa mga BIR personnel na kung saan isa sa kanyang mga programa ay para makapag-report ang mga sektor ng gobyerno ng kanilang totoong kita at pagbabayad ng tamang buwis para na din maiwasan ang korupsyon.
Noong panahon ni former President Cory Aquino ay talamak ang sinasabing lagay o sul ng isang kumpanya o ng isang individual upang mas mapadali ang kanilang transaksyon. Dito ay bumaba ang koleksyon ng taxes kaya't naisipan ni former President Cory Aquino na gumawa ng batas na tinatawag na walang lagay. Dito ay para maiwasan at maging fair at honest ang koleksyon ng taxes.
During Fidel B. Ramos administration, an integrated program known as the ACTS or Action Centered Transformation Program was undertaken to relate and direct the entire organization towards the fulfillment of its vision and mission. It was during Commissioner Chato terms that a 5-year tax computerization project or TCP was undertaken in 1994. This involved establishment of a modern computerized integrated tax system and internal administration system. Further streamlining of the BIR was approved on July 1967 through the passage of EO number 403 in order to support the implementation of the computerized integrated tax system. Highlights of the said EO include the number 1, creation of a fourth revenue group in the BIR, which is legal and enforcement group headed by Deputy Commissioner, and 2, creation the Internal Affairs Service, Tax Affairs Assistant Service, Information Planning and Quality Service, and the Revenue Data Centers.
Joseph Yercito Estrada Administration. The implementation of Economic Recovery Assistance Payment Program, which granted immunity from audit to investigation the taxpayer who have paid 20% more than the tax paid in 1997 for income tax, value-added tax, or percentage taxes, in order to encourage the educate customers taxpayer to demand sales invoices and receipt. The raffle promo, humingi ng resibo manalo ng libo-libo, was institutionalized 1999. Administrasyon ni Joseph Estrada ay may magandang epekto din naman about sa taxation. Is malaking naitutulong nito sa ating society dahil sa tax na nakukuha at napupunta sa PhilHealth, na kung saan ay dito ay kinikuha sa pagtulong sa ibang mga taong kapos sa pangangailangan.
Gloria Macapagal Arroyo Administration. Arroyo Tax Administration or ETA is one of the tax administration system implemented during the presidency of Arroyo. During her administration, efforts were made to enhance tax collection and improve tax administration in the country. Various reforms were introduced, including the Electronic Filing and Payment System or EFPS, a technology-based system that promotes paperless filing of tax returns and payments. The Electronic Filing and Payment System gives taxpayers an easier and hassle-free tax experience. The said law was introduced and established to increase revenue collection, administration, able to service the taxpayers all the time from anywhere, reduce cost of compliance, improve tax compliance, and lower the cost of tax compliance and administration. Second is run after tax evaders or RATE, conduct special operation on high-profile tax evaders. Run after tax evaders help to increase the revenue of our country because it undermines the country's economic growth and development by reducing the funds available for essential public services.
During Benigno Aquino III's presidency in the Philippines, he implemented various sin taxes to discourage the consumption of certain products that are considered harmful to public health. One notable example is the Sin Tax Reform Law of 2012, which aimed to increase taxes on tobacco products and alcohol. The law resulted in higher prices for cigarettes and alcohol beverages, with the intent of reducing their consumption and generating additional revenue for healthcare programs. The purpose of the sin tax in the Philippines is to discourage the consumption of products that are deemed harmful to health, such as tobacco and alcohol. By imposing higher taxes on these products, the government aims to reduce their consumption, promote public health, and generate additional revenue for social programs and healthcare services. The sin tax also serves as a way to address the economic costs associated with the negative impacts of smoking and excessive alcohol consumption.
During the administration of President Rodrigo Duterte, he signed the Tax Reform for Acceleration and Inclusion or TRAIN law, wherein it exempts all taxpayers whose annual income is less than or equal to 250,000 to pay their taxes. This law benefits the people because it makes the country tax system simpler, fairer, and more efficient. He also implemented the Corporate Recovery and Tax Incentive for Enterprises Act or CREATE. This focuses on attracting investment, which result in productivity enhancement, employment generation, countrywide development, and a more inclusive economic growth, while at the same time maintaining fiscal prudence and stability.